We're live.
Oh my goodness. It's Breaklife time. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of the Breaklife podcast, rated 5 stars on nothing by no one who says, thank you so much for your review. We'll take that into consideration for next time. How are you doing today, Joseph?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah,
I,
how'd your day go? Anything fun happen?
right before this, I just finished the most recent episode of Invincible. Kind of a doozy, actually. I won't say
I'm a
anything
strawberry.
because
I'm a
obvi-
strawberry.
obviously I won't spoil, but it was a good one. It was a good one.
Please tell me there were protein tubes.
There was no protein tubes, unfortunately.
No protein tubes? What about steaks?
No,
Strawberries?
no steaks either.
What the fuck good is they can't even make a good fucking show at this point. Like, why are we even still here? Anyway, that's good. I'm glad you're keeping up on it because I sure as hell am not, and intend to once it's all out because I don't care to wait.
My family pays
See,
for
because
it,
that
so
would require, yeah, that would require me paying for an Amazon Prime subscription for enough time to watch an entire season of a TV show, two of
yeah,
them actually. So
especially
not happening.
especially a series that puts out one episode a week. I think that's kind of diabolical.
Exactly. I've kept up on the boys. I know what the not the most recent episodes like with the newest season, but I remember the ending of season 4. With Invincible, I stopped at like the end of season 1, so
Right?
I
Yeah.
don't know anything past that.
No, I'm fortunate to have a family that enjoys Amazon Prime and free shipping or the like fast shipping and stuff. So
Right. Yeah, I just nobody in my house but me uses Amazon. Holy shit! The conversation of Amazon is boring me.
I also got to get out my fishing stuff because I'm going fishing on Friday. So
Oh, have fun.
dude, I'm so excited. I haven't been fishing since can't even
Would it have
remember.
been the bachelor trip?
I think it would have actually. I think it would
That
have.
that fully checks out, knowing you.
I think it would have
Knowing
actually.
you. Knowing you, Joseph, that fully checks out, dude.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. I think that's supposed to mean whatever you take it as meaning, dude, because however you take it is what it means. Everybody knows that. I personally went up to the me and Joseph live in kind of a shitty little town that doesn't have a lot of things. So we went to the other town that's just above ours that's slightly bigger than ours today. Not me and Joseph, but me and my family. A lot of fun, a lot of excellent fun. And the first bit of it was just like, the shit we went up there to do, the normal errand shit. But then after that, dude, I love. Okay, so we went up to the mall up there, dude. And at first we went up to this little gamer shop up there, right? It like sells refurbished shit. I was looking for a PS5 controller. Guess what one kind of controller they didn't have?
Yeah, that checks out actually.
Yeah, a PlayStation 5 controller. So I had to go somewhere else for my PlayStation 5 controller. And I ended up finding this new store. I don't it's not new, but I ended up finding this store that I'd never been to before called Curacao. Curacao.
Oh yeah,
Anyway, the
the
point is,
furniture, like home goods. Yeah,
yeah, home goods furniture store. Dude, I'd never been in there before. I fucking love
really.
that place. That place is awesome. Like they have like basically all of my interests on one floor and then bullshit fun to do with furniture on the top floor. Dude, if there weren't like workers by the door, I would have 100% just taken that opportunity to go jump on the beds for a while. In sequential order. But then yeah, I got a new PS5 controller so I can, have no say goodbye to drift, to the stick drift that plagues my dreams. And yeah, now I am the proud owner of a black PS5 controller. I have a purple one, a white one, and a black one, and
Ooh, well,
two out of three of them have stick drift. Two out of fucking three. I paid $81 for these fucking things, Joseph.
yeah. We got to see about like bringing it over to my PC and maybe like trying to recalibrate them.
Yeah, and I know you can too. It's like I've seen a bunch of like videos about just really easy calibration sites and whatnot. But I don't have a computer right now, so
Well, you know what? Maybe we'll find a day I can come show you the new house.
and that sounds like a fantastic idea.
You know what else it sounds like? It sounds like a great segment. Because oh boy, do I have a story
Oh yeah, the
about the
new
new
house.
house.
You need a great segue. Fuck yeah, dude. All right, here we go. And that's what I call a segue.
That's a segue, bro. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. I think
Joseph got a new house.
I did, and I don't know if I remember. I don't think I've really talked a whole lot about where, like, I live.
That
But
would probably help. Yeah.
um, the last place, um, if you go and check out the most recent upstream, which actually now that I think about it is not up, but when it drops, if you go check it out, it's a different backdrop than the one from like I think the most recent episode is like 3 weeks ago now. By the way, in case anybody is curious.
I believe so. Something like that.
Yeah, it's been a minute. We've had a little bit of a break, but it's okay. Um,
Not our fault. It's the fault of what Joseph is about to tell you.
it really is, yeah. And that's because the apartment that I was in sucked. I hated it. It was not great. It had many issues. Um, just all around, like not great. So we were looking for better places to live, and we found like a manufactured home. Like, it, I guess you'd probably call it like a trailer home, but it's not like a trailer. It's like an actual house. And like 300 more square feet for the same price. So we were like, heck yeah, steal. Um, and so we started the process of trying to move. First hurdle that came up pissed me off so much because we like started the process of applying to these trailers, like to this trailer park, um, and everything seemed to be going great, seemed to be going fine. And then she, like one of the like property managers reached out and was like, "Hey, I just called your like the apartments you're in now. They said you haven't put in your 60 days notice."
60 fucking days.
Now, pretty sure that comes straight from like a property law of Arizona that you are required to
Probably.
give 60 days. However, being first time like apartment um renters, like all we saw was a part in our lease that said come um February whatever, you're good to leave. Like is basically what it said. Um so we were just under the assumption of like, okay, sweet. We both agree that our lease says we'll just be gone by this time, right? And that's that.
Right,
Um,
right.
but then we got that call saying, "Oh no, you need to give 60 days." But our lease, and this was like sometime in February, um, and our lease was done in like later February. So we ended up having to wait 60 days past the time that our lease was supposed to be up. It, very frustrating. Very frustrating. And it caused us to lose the unit we were looking at for the trailer park. And that's important because the unit that they ended up moving us into did not,
Brand new.
yeah, completely brand new. And it's funny because it's actually what she was using for her office when we like started the application process. Completely brand new. Did not have anything to plug Wi-Fi into. Not no coaxial cable, which if you don't know what that is, it's like the screw port for your Wi-Fi router. No Ethernet cable, no fiber cable, nothing.
It was just actually jack shit at this guy's
Like
house. And this wasn't like a thing where like me and Joseph were like playing games and shit and like enjoying our time off camera. We literally could not even like
no,
interact and
we
play
couldn't
games. And we could not like talk to each other and shit outside of work.
we couldn't do
Basically.
shit. And it's so unfortunate, right? Because we had everything ready. We were really and we're still actually so excited about this house. It's so much better. It's so much more space. It's amazing. And
Cool.
I was like, um, I don't think it's giving anything away if I say Cox, right? I'm not gonna get
You know, Cox is like the like largest internet provider
yeah,
ever.
yeah,
It
okay.
doesn't yeah.
So it just about everywhere in our shitty ass town uses Cox, right, for its internet, and
I know I do.
yeah, um, it's the only option at the apartment. Um, and so I was like, okay, cool. We had to like put this under my name. So I took the fucking router that we got for our apartment, and I was like, I wonder if I can just plug it in at the new house and have Wi-Fi. Boom. And then like I looked all over, nothing to plug it into. So then I was like, oh man, we're gonna either have to get this installed, and I was worried that it was gonna be like several $100s. Um,
Which it did end up being,
we'll get to that.
to be fair.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. And so I was pissed because I was like, why why would this have been her office and there not be any, like, that's the biggest thing, right? Is like, she had an office in the main room of this house with
Right.
a, with a printer, Where was she getting her Wi-Fi? Where was it coming from? What, like, what,
Yeah, no, like she's fucking like so like
how?
this like when you say her office, do you mean like the place where you went to like sign papers and shit, or like
Correct. She had a full computer
did
setup
you see a
with
compute?
printer,
Okay, I was about to say.
printer,
Huh.
computer. I guess it could have been a laptop. I don't remember. She had a computer of some sort.
Though even still, I would ask like maybe was she running like an Ethernet of some kind through the like dirt or something? I don't know.
Beats beats me. I don't know. My guess is this this house was chosen specifically for the office because it was new and because it's right across from the like um building where like they have like the event space and like the mail is stored.
Right.
So I'm curious if there was some change. Like there's Wi-Fi over in that building, and she was able to just mooch off of it in our like in this unit.
Like put a dongle on it or something.
Yeah, yeah. Like somehow.
Yeah, that sounds like it could be some form of accurate, honestly.
Um, I don't know how she did it. I don't know. Like anyway. So and then like in the middle, I think like right in the middle of like trying to figure out like what the best route is, like because I was looking into options and like there's like the home internet like routers that you can get from like T-Mobile or Verizon, where it's like
Right, right,
it's a box that is like it doesn't need a cable. It just needs a an outlet.
right.
Um, but I've heard that those are very hit or miss. Like they can be fine or they can be shitty. Um, and with a gaming computer trying to stream, it was like the last option.
Yeah.
And our um, coworker Lemonade actually um, was like, "Oh, you might like if you can't find any option, maybe you want to try Starlink." And I was like, "Oh." um,
I don't honestly, I think we maybe just skip the whole coworker manager thing and just use the just call them what the word
Just
we have
call
written
them
down for
lemonade.
this.
Okay, all right, sure.
I don't know why that's like kind of funny to me.
You know, it adds an extra layer of encryption. You know. Anyway,
It does, it does.
um,
In this story, yes, we work with someone named Lemonade Pretend.
yes, yes. No, that's actually funny. Anyway, and so he was like, if you can't find any option, maybe use Starlink. And I was like, I haven't heard great things about that either. But you know what? Sure, like why not? It'll probably be better than home internet. But
You know.
um, and so then like I also had to deal with the fucking midnight premiere of Mario in the middle of all this, which
Oh yes, yeah. During the middle of all this, Mario Galaxy came out.
um, fucking, and that was a disaster because I was supposed to get out at 2 in the morning and didn't get out till 4 in the
Yes, sir.
morning. Anyway, um,
On the
and
bright
then
side, he had more money to do all these things with.
true, and then like by this point, we've hit a little bit of a wall because I'm not entirely sure where to go next. So I decide that
From here,
no, yeah. I decide that I like want to figure out Cox, but like it was the weekend or some shit, so I couldn't reach him until like Monday. Um, so I had to just wait it out
poor bastard.
after what?
I said poor bastard.
Yeah. Um, like it just ended up being like a waiting game, like more days on top of the fucking week that it was without Wi-Fi or whatever. And then this is where like I try calling um Cox and nobody answers for like 2 days in a row. And I also at the
Yep.
same time am calling the the actual trailer park because I want to see if there's a chance I can get like them to pay for not having Wi-Fi, like if it would fall on us to pay for it, or if they have a process of doing things and then they wouldn't respond to me either.
Right.
I love getting ignored by companies. It's amazing.
Isn't it great, especially when it's the one that make is like where you're living basically?
Anyway, so eventually I get a text from the trailer park service people that's like, hey, you'll have to get Wi-Fi installed. And I was like, will that fall on us to pay for? And they're like, yeah, we don't do it like Wi-Fi installation. So I was like, okay, cool, great. So I'm gonna drop a couple $100 that I might not have on Wi-Fi. Great. And I was just all around not happy. And I still wasn't getting a callback or anything from Cox. So we decided to go in. Just go to the store, go in, talk to them. And the fucking lady that ended up helping us.
What was she like? Come on, tell me. Give it to me, Red. Let me know. I'm
No,
here.
okay. The lady was really nice. I don't think it was her fault, actually. I think it's the way that Cox has their shit set up. So, when we went to get Wi-Fi for the apartment, the dude was like, what speed you want? And I was like, break down the prices for me, because, like, we are basically, like, just assume that we're broke. So he was like, okay. And then, like, he broke down the prices. Speed, like, Wi-Fi speed isn't, like, the most important.
But it does play a factor.
So I got, I didn't get the worst option as far as speed goes, but I think I got the one above it. and there happened to be a deal where um, we could get, I think it was like a slightly discounted um, price for that speed and unlimited if we added a mobile line for like, I think it was like $10 a month for a mobile line.
And did you?
Um, so he pulls out a TCL phone, which I didn't
Damn.
know. I didn't know that TCL made phones. Like I did not know that was
They
an option.
they did for a while there, yeah.
Um,
They were like they were like the king of budget, basically.
I think that's like really funny. Um, but it honestly, I thought it was gonna be like a crappy phone. It isn't. Like it wasn't too bad of a phone when I like did my like 10 minutes with it. Um, and so he was like, if this is used every once in a while, it'll you'll continue to get that discount. And it was actually a pretty good deal. He set it up in like no time flat, basically. I was very
Right.
happy with the dude that helped us for the apartment. The lady was like, she had to basically reset up the whole thing, like disconnect me from
Damn.
Cox and add me again as like completely new. Which I didn't understand, and it was a process that took way longer than I thought it was going to, because like I feel like there was a better way of doing things because she straight up like disconnected me only to re-add me again. Like the whole thing felt kind of redundant.
No, Joseph, this was the only way. If you
And
didn't do it this way, then you never would have seen GTA again. Do you understand me?
it took
Be grateful for what
genuinely it took like 2 hours of my which isn't a lot. Like it's not that we were probably about to spend that much time just talking.
right.
But when I was planning on going in, being like, hey, I'm already a customer. I just need to schedule an installation. And she ended up being like, oh, you moved? Let's change your information real quick. No, just send somebody out to my house so I can use the fucking router I've already, like, I don't know.
Right, yeah. So she just like it's like a hell of like, oh, okay, so let's do this thing we already did for you, and then maybe that'll fix your problem, and
Like,
then if it doesn't, we can look into our other options here.
I guess I wasn't entirely sure, like, what the point of her having to redo all of it was. But
No, totally, yeah.
there's like an added bit of like complexity there because the phone that we got the first time went to my
The
brother
TCL.
um, because the phone that my brother was using at the time sucked. Like, not
To
good.
be fair, I don't think the TCL is going to be that much of an upgrade, but
No. I don't mean sucked as in like it was slow. I mean like it was so cracked that like the screen had like, you know how like when you drop a phone too hard and like part of the screen will black itself out.
oh shit, so it was like dead pixels and the shit on the thing
Three
then.
3/4 of his screen looked like that.
Damn.
So
Okay, so yeah, no, like basically anything is better than that then.
I don't mean sucked as in like was a bad phone. I mean like unusable. So I was like, hey,
Gotcha.
we have this phone that we're not gonna use. You can just use this. And that was fine for a little while. Until he got a cruise job.
A cruise job?
Yeah, he's working on a cruise right now in Oregon.
Oh no shit.
So when the lady was like, do you still need that phone? Because we're going to need to reset that up for this discount. I was like, uh,
So about that may or may not be literally on the fucking water right now.
I was like, yeah, it's being used. And she was like, I was like, can you just do it? And here's the thing, right? I was like, can you just do what you need with it, like from here? And she was like, oh yeah, we'll do that, no problem. And I was like, okay, cool, cool, cool. So we then get to the end of the process, and she's like, oh, let me go get you that new SIM card for that phone real quick. And I was just like, wait, what do you mean new SIM card? Because like she said, when I asked,
Uh-uh.
we can just do what we need to do for that phone right here. She looked me in my eye and said yes.
I mean, I guess by some dumb technicality, right? She was not wrong. I'm just gonna say it.
Except, like, you'd think she'd be like, oh, but we are gonna need the phone to transfer the SIM card. Like, you'd think that would have popped into her head to tell me when I said you can just do what we need from here, right? Like,
Right.
like I don't know.
Now that feels like a lot, kind of like maybe like an upsell or something. That feels maybe intentional or something. I don't know.
I I don't know, but it. I still don't know what to do about that situation. By the way, if you were hoping for like a no, I just let it ride. I just let it ride.
Still just no phone service. Eh? Okay, cool.
Well, so here's the thing. I don't even think he's
Well, yeah, because did they turn the service off or did they just fucking give you a new SIM card for
so
no reason?
I when I got my Costco for this month, I paid for like half of this month already.
Right.
So that SIM card is good until like halfway through this, which I think is coming up, or probably already here.
Basically, yeah.
And then yeah, the service will be disconnected on that phone.
Which is probably fine. I mean, I'm sure. I'm
I
sure he'll
had
be back by then.
I had already been there for like 2 hours, and when she handed me that SIM card, I was like, I had an internal monologue. I was like, do I tell this lady what the situation is with this phone, or do I make that a tomorrow me problem? And this little tiny voice was just like, it's a tomorrow you problem.
Yeah, no, like that sounds like a fucking tomorrow problem, bro. Because like,
So I
yeah,
tucked it
like
in my
what would
back
you even
pocket
do about it?
and walked my happy ass out of the store.
Sounds about right then.
With an installation date for my Wi-Fi 2 days later, by the way. Then, um, I heard from my mother that my brother is actually quitting the cruise line job
Oof.
and is coming home in 10 days. So
Okay, well then that's seems to work out perfectly for everyone then, doesn't it?
that's what I'm gonna say. Hopefully he'll get back and I can just transfer that SIM card. Anyway,
Yeah, it'll be fine.
but like the biggest thing is like I don't think I should have to switch that SIM card. Like the way
You
she,
absolutely shouldn't. There's
I
no
feel like
reason. Yeah.
all like the only thing I went in there for, right? Because I think as far as like their like service goes, like all I needed to do was change my address with them, get my Wi-Fi port installed, and plug in the router that I already had. Like I don't I don't understand why we had to redo the whole process, but it's fine. It's fine.
Right.
I think that maybe like the discount the first guy gave me was like a deal to new customers. So
Oh yes.
that's the only thing that makes sense in my head is like to re-give it to me. She had to treat me like a new customer, so we had to do the new customer stuff from like the starting point. Eh, That's my best guess.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway, two
That
days
that
later,
would fully check out, honestly.
2 days later, the dude comes and he starts working on Wi-Fi. Um, I guess the cords he had to like dig up and find were like a little weird, but other than that, like it went fairly smooth. Um,
That's good.
And when he tested it, it was like higher end of the like spectrum, like a little bit higher than the speed I pay for. Um, whatever the other number is was good too. Um,
Right.
so seems fine, seems good. I've used it a little bit. Finally back streaming. Um, because of this house though, the area in which I have my office set up is a little bit far away from the router, so I've had to buy a 50-foot long Ethernet cable
Right.
because the like other option was like 20 feet, and I think that would have barely not been enough. That's why I just over corrected with the 50. Um,
Good to have more than you need than less than you need.
yeah, and the best thing, I thought that this was going to be like an awful experience, but it actually worked out fairly good because the lady at the store quoted 100. um, and I was like, okay, that's already better than when I looked up because when I looked it up, it said like 2 to 300.
Right.
So I was like, dope. I guess I can handle 100. Um, because we didn't think we were getting our security deposit back from the apartments,
Mhm.
and then basically right as the appointment to get our Wi-Fi installed was scheduled, we got a email from our apartments, and it had a document attached to it, and I was worried it was about to be like an invoice or some shit like, hey, you fucked this up, so we're gonna charge you this much. And instead, it was actually
Right.
them giving us our full $600 deposit back. So we were like, oh, sweet, we can use this on the Wi-Fi installation. And then after it got installed, like the day after, I got a message from my invoice for the installation.
Mhm.
And there was 4 letters next to like the charge of like coaxial port, whatever, blah, blah, blah. FREE.
Free. Yo, no shit.
So
That's actually ridiculous.
didn't have to pay for it. It worked out. The only thing that might not work out is the fucking phone that gets us the discount for like unlimited, which might fuck my brother over when he tries to get home from Oregon. But you know what? It's fine. It's all right.
Yeah, well, that'll be next time on Breaklife. So,
Yeah, no, yeah. You'll have to tune in to see how that story goes.
yeah, that's actually crazy. Because like I would like to also like say for anybody listening, this is the first time I am hearing this story too. Like I'd heard obviously like little here and there's like how it's been going, but I had never heard like the full story of just what happened.
It like the biggest thing is like one. Why the fuck wasn't the report in this house to begin? Like you'd think that'd be easier to set up while the house is being built than after the fact. Like I don't know.
Totally, yeah.
Um, and the second thing is like the way that I had to get Wi-Fi to the new house on top of the installation because of like that lady had. I don't understand. I don't understand. But
At least you got it now, buddy. All right, calm your ass down.
very true. Very
No.
true. Dude, and then in the middle of it, like Mario was happening. That was the
Yeah,
fucking
Mario was also a big problem for us.
specifically the midnight premiere. I did not want to be there until 4 in the morning.
Yeah, but you were, and you made money from it, Joseph.
You know, I did make it through, and it gave us our first ever usher shift together too. So I guess that's good. That's
It did, but unfortunately, that didn't even turn out like
good.
super, super well. Hey, wait a minute, right there. Is a segue?
Man, didn't have to, dude. I've been on fire with this. Didn't have to call that one out though.
No, let's just. What do you mean? That was perfect comedy. Anyway, so that brings us to the next fucking part of this story. Me and Joseph's first usher shift together. It's such a milestone. We even took a
Dude,
picture.
did we? Oh, we didn't.
No, I was joking. I was joking.
We had to say, wait, did you take a picture of me?
Just simply fucking with you.
No. Dude, and we've been like hoping for a shift together, like specifically on Usher since we got hired, bro. Like,
Because like we had been no, okay, so even we had been scheduled together like this once before, and it was on concessions, and we were only going to be working together for an hour. And during all of this internet shit, you also, I don't know if this, actually, I don't know if it was during all the internet shit, but around the same time of the internet shit, you got kind of somewhat sick, and then that was the cutoff for that one. Like, we did not end up
mhm,
working together the first time because of that. So we had been wanting something Usher wise because it's just like a lot more free ball. It's a lot more like, freehand. You get to have a lot more breathing room, a lot more space when you're
mhm.
ushering.
Unless it's Mario.
Unless it's Mario, because yeah, that's basically what happened here. Me and Joseph, we have this annoying little habit of being really annoyingly like twin linked, and sometimes we will just do this thing that the other fucking person needs without even having to say anything. And that's really cool. But we decided to take that shit to the next fucking level. If you've ever played Cyberpunk 2077 and you know what the holo calls are, then you can probably tell where we're going with this, because that's what me and Joseph did. We linked up on the holo basically.
Yeah,
Our
well,
artificial hive mind, the was officially online.
and the thing is that we've talked about trying this out, like way before this Usher shift too. Like, we were like, oh, I wonder how that would go. Like, I think we've actually talked about it. Like, no, I don't think we said it on stream actually, but
We never said it on stream, but we had like kind of just between ourselves, and I had kind of told a couple people I knew about it. Like,
right.
in theory, it would only make the day go, smoother. It would only benefit us. It would literally provide no downsides.
So like,
And granted, we were right. This literally only, I say, I was about to say literally only helped us. No, that's not correct. This literally only like this literally only produced positives. It did not produce downsides. And
yeah, yeah.
unless you were trained, one of the people we work with.
Um,
So
dude,
this lovely person trained, for some context. I'm like 99%. If I'm sure I've talked about this on the streams at some point. But for anybody who's listening to Breaklife and doesn't know this, I had an application into being management for a while,
and so
and
did Joseph.
so did Joseph. And we were both pretty sure that like at least one of us would get it. No, this person, Train, they hired me, then proceeded to dip and fuck off from the team, then came back just specifically to steal my management role. And now they're starting to like, I swear, Train is just starting to like ruin things around here. For this story specifically, it's more so like her amount of influence over the other people that we worked with this day, but like she is. I've also heard a couple of our other coworkers starting to tell me like, "Hey, has Train said to you anything about your earbuds yet?" And I'm like, "No, nobody has." But no, she hasn't, but more people have been starting to. So I'm like, okay, that's probably going to be a big ass problem.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, the influence that I've seen come from her on just like, I don't know. She seems like she feels like she's up there, but
No,
she
it's
like.
definitely a case of the. I think it's because she knows she's like slightly favored by Colonel, so
Mm-hmm. Because
that would be
that's the
my
only reason
guess.
she's back. Because Curtin likes
That's
her,
the
but
only reason she's
whatever,
back
it's
is
fine.
because yeah, no, like more context for you listeners. All of our like coworkers and management who have worked with Train before do not like Train.
Do not like
They do not like Train. And like it's not even like a, oh, they're back, fine, I guess I can work with that. No, it's like a, oh, they're back. I've legitimately had two people leave, basically that being the reason. So I'm like, holy shit, okay, so this bitch is really gonna be a problem. I didn't. I didn't actually know how big of a problem she was going to be until me and Joseph first usher shift together.
Mhm. And so like,
So
and that's a little like that's a little bit of context, but to start the like story of our first Usher shift, like
to start the story, we have to follow me. And I know that sounds really conceited and self-centered, but also fuck Joseph, and also not joking.
well, no, because
No, but seriously,
you got in
I
first.
got in earlier than Joseph. Yeah, so I got in earlier this day, so we do have to start with me because it just a little bit is going to be kind of part of me. So I get in this day. What was it? It would have been around 11 or 10ish or one of the two times.
It would have been
All I know is
11.
that
It would have been
Joseph.
11.
It would have been 11. Okay, so then and then Joseph, you got in at what? 1 or 2 this day?
12.
12. Okay, so 12. So that's about what I figured. Okay, so I get in 11 and I kind of start doing my theaters. This is a very simple process. This was like the first time I had been back to normally ushering in like a good 3, 4 weeks, maybe 5, because they had me on concessions for a while. Because I had said I wanted to be there, I wanted to be management. They rejected me. I felt stuck there. Colonel decided to move me back to ushering, so I was pretty happy with that. uh, I was getting my theaters done and whatnot, and then in 12 o'clock hits, and then race car comes in. Now race car comes in first because, and I know this because you had to text in like, "Hey, I will be a little bit late, but I promise I will be
Mhm.
there," something along those lines. So I'm there with race car, and we're kind of just we're doing the theaters that need to be done while we're waiting for you, and everything is going really well so far. The day, like, it starts out not really well. This day, I told everybody to start making sure that there wasn't like a Yoshi jockey or anything online,
Yes, yes.
because top row, one of the theaters was just very bad. It was very like trashed. It was a Mario movie, and it felt deliberate. It did not feel like, oh, I spilled my popcorn. It
Right.
felt like I bought snacks for confetti. So that was everything but that, though. This day was going pretty well. I liked the people I was working with. The rushes were rushing, and we had side stand open. So, we had multiple avenues of getting people into theaters. Day goes well. Joseph comes in. Day goes even better. Me and him dap each other up. We kiss a little bit, and then we get to work. All right. So we start cleaning up the theaters. We get, I think, 2 done. And then we get like a 10-15 minute gap between the next theater. So me and him take off to the usher closet. And that's like, we're allowed to go retreat in there for a minute, kind of take a breath, take a drink, whatever we need to do real quick. We're allowed to retreat into this little closet. So me and Joseph do that. Race car is nowhere to be found. And this is our usher manager for the day, race car is.
Yep.
So she's nowhere to be found. We have no fucking idea. I'm assuming she's upstairs. Me and Joseph take this opportunity to link up on the hollow. And it goes, like I said, it goes well. And what we mean, like, we literally just started a Discord call on our phones and then put an earbud in. And just a little side tangent real quick. You might think that would not work because of the echo from each other, from other people. No. Legitimately,
It worked great.
they worked really well, and like, I could literally be standing next to Joseph talking to him, and I would not hear him. I would not hear myself at all. I would only hear people he was around like 2 out of 10 times, and if for any reason we needed to mute each other, we didn't have to turn on our phones and mute the thing. We could just literally take out the earbud. So simple. And then boom, now Joseph's not in my head anymore.
Which we found a little bit of a problem because when I tried that, it like stopped me from being able to hear Andrew every once in a while. But
yes, and then I also found another problem with that, which was if I had pressed my earbud the wrong way, or I had done like the wrong number tap, it would turn it so that way the call was coming out of my phone speaker and not my earbud speaker anymore. So there were a couple little problems with like the execution of the earbuds themselves, but of course that comes down to the touch controls of the earbuds, I think, rather than the call itself.
yeah.
So anyway, that's kind of where we're at right now. Is me and Joseph both have our earbud in. We have a Discord call going, and just for consistency's sake, we're gonna say Me and Joseph do not touch our phones after this point. We do have to fidget with them like maybe once every so often just to make sure the call's still going, just to make sure like our earbud is still connected, that kind of thing.
But like, if I'm being
But
honest, it's probably about the same as I see literally any other coworker touch their phone during a shift.
it's the
So
same I would be on my phone any other amount.
yeah,
Exactly. So it's like it's and that's saying something for me, you know. It's like that it's the same amount I would be touching my phone anyway. I don't fucking touch my phone at work
or
basically at
like,
all. Unless
or
I'm
like,
on break or unless it's like a big ass gap.
bro, I've seen some of our coworkers pull their phone out in the stand. Like, I don't know.
I know, yeah. So it's not even like this would be like a me and Joseph are the fucking like pioneers of having our phones at work, you know. Crazy as it may sound, we work at a movie theater. There's a lot of fucking teenagers work with us. And what do teenagers like but their own phone?
No, dude, I'm very rarely on my phone at work.
I am too. And that's really important for this story. It's not like me and Joseph are like, you know, constantly being told to put our phones away. It's not like we're constantly being told to, you know, focus up, pay attention.
Yeah.
Me and Joseph are actually probably some of the more diligent employees there. And I know that's like some F student ass speech right there. But that is real. Me and Joseph are probably actually some of the more diligent employees at our workplace, and that's scary to say.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But but yeah, so we're doing this and we really think that this is going to work, you know, because it's maximizing productivity. That's even what we say to the managers who ask us. And then race cars kind of, you know, playfully teasing us about it. She's like, "Oh, I'm totally gonna make you guys take that out," you know. Like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like,
No,
you guys are
it's
totally
no,
being
no, no, no.
in trouble,
She
you know.
the words "you guys should stop that right now" did not come out of race car's mouth. It did not happen.
No, it was never. You guys need to stop. It was always like, "Oh, I'm totally gonna make you guys stop it. Like, you guys
No,
aren't gonna get
no.
past me." It was very much like a joking way,
She
you know.
never. The only thing that she said like was like, "I'm not sure how much I like this." She never jokingly said that I'm gonna make you guys stop. Like that's at least to me.
She did to me. She did to me when like we had just barely started it. She
Oh,
did
okay.
say that to me, but I know she was joking. I know for a fact she was joking because of the way she said it. And then
Because
the
we
I don't know how I feel about this was also kind of a joke, you know. It was
no
like,
no no yeah.
I'm not sure how this,
That's because
you know.
that's all she said to me was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. You guys are conspiring, but like in a joking. Like,
Yeah,
that's
you guys, yeah, exactly. Like you guys are like I feel like I'm being like because she's our manager, you know, so she's like I feel like I'm being plotted against type deal. You
yeah
know, it's
no
very much you can tell she's joking,
yes
you
exactly.
know. That's kind of what the point we're trying to make boils down to is she was joking when she said I'm gonna make you guys be done with the
And it
call
was
or things
it was
like that along those lines.
and so the way we were utilizing this is the ideal situation that we said when we kind of talked about this briefly to see if this would like be something we could do was the hope was that we'd be like both cleaning theaters so that Andrew could talk to me in one theater and I could be in another theater. We could like communicate like that. What instead ended up happening was Andrew was on podium, um, which means that he's just like checking for different people going to find their theaters and stuff. And
Simple
I,
shit. Simple
yeah,
shit.
and I was on the actual cleaning end of things, but it ended up working out because I could ask Andrew things like, "Hey, is the next theater getting out?" Or like, "Hey, how many people are in the next theater?" And he could check the schedules and stuff like that. Um, for
And it
really
was
quick
very,
notice.
very easy. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like really useful. Like it was really useful.
Like that's the two things that we really need you to like make sure that you remember about the artificial hive mind is that it's very easy to use and it's very useful, just insanely useful. If you remember nothing else about it, remember that about it and invest. And in the meantime, I will say, I listen, I can understand where maybe one of the complaints was coming from, okay? Because unfortunately, this setup me and Joseph had. It did lead to a couple little snafus. And
Yes.
actually, two of them are entirely fabricated by Train, who I'm pretty sure doesn't like me and Joseph, but we'll get into that later. And one of them is like mildly fair, I guess. So, for starters, we okay, no, oh my god, I almost completely forgot about this too. Okay, no, and you need some more background context for this day for why everything came crashing down the way it did. At around 1 or so, we were notified of a special event. There's this company by us.
Yeah.
They do, services and whatnot for Border Patrol agents and their families to go out, have a nice little outing. And I'm cool with them. They're very cool. Both of the people who have come to do events at our theaters and, come to host the events have been very cool, very, talkative about what the company is. And I love learning that kind of thing. So they're right there. You know what? Fuck it. Endeavors. Endeavors is the company. And, yeah, because I feel like it's not exactly advertising, but they're doing good. I kind of like their mission statement. So I feel like I can happily say Endeavors is the company, and I like their people. I really do. This was the second time they had an event with us. The first time I kind of magicked their numbers down from a 200 person event to about 15.
Yup.
Not bragging, but kind of bragging. I am psychic. This time though, we were told there would be about 60 to 100 people. So I was not too I was not as scared of that. And I knew that I was going to be expected to do a little bit more because I was on podium. I knew I was going to be expected to direct these people to their theater and provide a good customer experience because that's what they put me on podium for. That's why they assigned me there. I've had Race Car tell me, I've had Lemonade tell me, I've had Milk tell me, I've even had Colonel tell me that I am like their favorite podium.
Right.
Excuse me, holy shit. I am their favorite podium. And that's cool. So the event is at 2:30. It's scheduled for 2:30 p.m. 2:00 rolls around. Some people, a lovely little family, come in with their vouchers in hand, and I try to scan their ticket. They have like a QR ticket, so I try to scan it, and I'm like, this isn't working. So I call Lemonade back over. He was literally getting ready to walk away. I call, yo, Lemonade, get over here real quick. I need your help. And he comes over. He helps me. And that's when we learn, okay, these are the Endeavors people. This is what they're going to have. This is like how they're going to walk up to us.
I should have given you a heads up over the holo call because I knew that. Because the first time they had an event, the same thing happened.
Were you working during Avatar?
Yeah, I was in front box. Remember?
Oh my god, that's right. No shit.
On the day, because I remember you sent the text the first time they came in, and they were like,
Yes.
You were like special event, and you were like, and by right, or you were like, I think the exact things you said was special event today, and by today I mean right now, currently. And I was like, yeah, bro, I know I meant from box.
Oh my fucking god, I remember that. Yeah, chat. That's another thing. Is like I sometimes forget Joseph is there. Okay, so yes, that is correct. So this anyway. Anyway, we're getting fucking sidetracked, but the point is, so they come up with their with their little vouchers for their snacks and whatnot. And me and Lemonade get that all figured out. And so he starts to tell me, what the process is going to be for the Endeavors people, because it's not going to be just the same, take their ticket, direct them to their place. And I'm about to give you exactly what, okay, he looked at me, he says, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to take their voucher, you're going to direct them over to side stand, and you're going to tell them to exchange their popcorn for their snack, or their voucher for their popcorn, for their snacks. And then you're going to direct them down to Theater 6. Mario Galaxy was playing in Theater 6 this day. Endeavors was here for Mario Galaxy. We also had our coworker Sprite working the side stand that day, so this is another eyewitness that I could use should I choose to challenge the written warnings me and Joseph got. That's your little subtle foreshadowing right there. But so there's your context, okay? This day, I know what I'm doing. Joseph is doing cleaning theaters with Race Car. Sprite is over here in the side stand. I like having him over there. I'm cool with Sprite. And Lemonade just gave me my instructions, okay? Now, Colonel's our big boss, and she knew what me and Joseph were doing. Because when I came out of the theater to go be on podium at her request, she was like, she had seen me kind of mentioning to you, like, oh, hey guys, we have an event. And she, was like, do you need to finish your call real quick? And I was like, oh no, it's with Joseph. And, I told me and Joseph's excuse to our management was that we're maximizing efficiency. Mm-hmm. And it was true. It's because, like I said, there were no downsides to the So Colonel knows at this point, Lemonade, Race Car, and Train technically knows, but is not like, I don't think exactly knows and understands what we're doing.
Right.
I think to the best of her knowledge, I'm just on a call with you. Which, I mean, I guess from the outside looking in, but also like literally just ask us. But okay, anyway, that's for later. That's for later. 2:30 rolls around. People start coming in. Endeavor starts coming in. Hey there, you with Endeavors? Cool. So that side stands a little full right now, but you're just going to go stand in line, exchange your voucher for your snack, and then you're going to head all the way down to Theater 6 where you're watching Mario Galaxy today. Enjoy your film. I'm talking every single person comes up. I give them little finger guns. I'm like, Endeavors, you guys with Endeavors today? I'm doing my shit. That's why they hire me for podium, especially with special events. That is why they put my happy ass up there. It's because I'm jolly, I'm jovial, and I am happy and cheerful all fucking day long.
And here's the funny thing too, is like I am actively hearing this in my right ear too while I'm cleaning theaters with race car. Like,
right, like you can't, like, I don't care. Yeah, sure, I got Joseph hired, and sure, he is my like external work, outside of work friend. I don't care. You cannot discredit him as a witness or as like a auditory witness. He was literally on call with me in my head. Not in my head, in my ear. Like, he literally heard every word that came out of my mouth.
And I heard him tell probably upwards of like 40, 50 people that exact same sentence. Like,
and so, and you know what? So did Sprite. And I have to imagine, since, you know, just how much you guys were out of theaters, so did Race Car and Sprite's brother, whose name will not be mentioned today because we do not have a suitable replacement.
We didn't make a nickname for him. No.
That's okay. That's okay then. That's okay though, because he's not as important to this story. But you know, it is important to note that there is somebody else with Joseph and Race Car, and it's Sprite's brother. So we'll call him Pixel for right now. Sprite and Pixel. Just for right now, we'll come up with something better because it doesn't fit the naming scheme me and him have. So for later though. But for right now, you know, I have to imagine Race Car saw it. I have to imagine probably Pixel saw it at some point, and I know for sure, without a doubt, you and Sprite heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt. I know that to be true. I know it true. I know it blue. So here we go. You know, a bunch of people are, and I also just say by this point, there's like probably half that theater full, and you know, even more in the side stand line right here. So I'm like, okay, these people know where they're going. These people know what they're doing. Little bit comes up. Lemonade, our manager one of our managers. We had a couple different today. It was like all hands on deck because of Mario.
It was.
But Lemonade walks up. He asks me, "You still on the call with Joseph?" I say, "Yes, I am," because I'm pretty sure like he's about to like, you know, use it like me and Joseph are. I'm like, okay, this is about to like pay off. Me really big. Me and Joseph are about to seem really smart. He shuts me down completely. He's like, "I'm gonna need you to hang it up, my man. You are not following instructions." And dude, I swear to God, like all the sound in the arcade stops for a second. All the sound in the theater entirely just like halts. Because there's one thing I take incredibly seriously, and that's fucking anybody telling me I'm not doing my job correctly, you know? So I fully pause, I roll it back, and I reel in that fish. I'm like, Lemonade, I need you to be real with me for a minute. What am I not doing correctly? Please tell me. He's like, you are not following instructions. You are not telling these Endeavors people where they're supposed to be going. And like, you know, and I fully stop him. I'm like I didn't even let him get through the rest of the sentence. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? You told me to tell them to exchange their voucher for their popcorn and go all the way down to Theater 6 to watch their Mario Galaxy movie. That's exactly what you told me to do. And as I'm like kind of repeating it, I get to and tell them to go to Theater 6. He starts reciting it along with me. And I think, and for my own sake, I have to believe this, but I think he started to realize too, like, okay, Train is just kind of being a pain in the ass about this. Because me and Joseph are pretty sure it was our manager, Train. Train is a woman. And also, that's not important. But me and Joseph are pretty sure it's our manager, Train, because what Lemonade tells me is Train says that, you know, Train says that she's had some people come up and ask her where to go, you know, like what they're doing. So I didn't say this at the time, but a little bit afterward, I realized, wait, were they going to her first or me first? Because if they're going to her first, There's fucking nothing I can do about that.
Literally nothing.
Unless they want me to go walk around the fucking lobby all damn day and just walk up to every single person in there. Hey, are you with Endeavors by chance? Hey, by chance, do you know what Endeavors is? Are you with Endeavors? And right off chance that people do know what that is, boom, then I just gave a family like the ultimate ticket to just go in for completely free because they didn't know what the fuck Endeavors is, but now they do. Now they do. Oh yeah, I'm a border patrol agent. I don't fucking know border patrol agents, dude. I don't just know them. My uncle's one, not my uncle Jonah. My another uncle that starts with J, ironically, but is that yes, I know one border patrol agent. That's it. I don't know. I'm not just like well connected with the world of our border enforcement, personally. I don't know about you.
Right.
I don't know about you, dear humble listener. But I'm personally like I'm a fucking 20-year-old movie theater worker in a small town in Arizona. Like I'm not just like you get the point, okay? You get the point. It's unrealistic to expect me to fucking know everybody and ask them all if they're with this company. So, Lemonade leaves me after this whole kerfuffle. Lemonade leaves me, and at this point, me and Joseph, we do have to hang it up.
No. So hold on. There's a little bit more
Leaves
context.
me, because then he goes to Joseph, and then Joseph
So
picks it up.
so to backtrack ever so slightly, like probably only a minute or two,
Meanwhile,
probably only a minute or two before the trial by fire, he did amazing. Um,
in flap and task.
and so we are starting to fall behind, and so we're trying to get. I think at that point there was like two theaters getting out at basically the same time, and in an attempt to figure out what we were looking at once we got out of the theater we were currently in, we wanted to know how many people were in the next theater. And so Race Car looks at me and goes, "Ask Andrew how many people are in the next theater." And I was like, "I got you." And then the next words out of her mouth were, "Oh man, I think this is starting to grow on me." And that's important because not even 2 minutes later, Lemonade comes in.
Literally we already had race car in the end of movie dance scene, and then the fucking final villain
And
shows up.
and then Lemonade like comes kind of swiftly into the theater actually, and he's like, "Hey, you still on call with Andrew?" And like I respond to him like, "Oh yeah, I am." Same thought as Andrew actually. Like, "Oh, is he about to like, you know, utilize it how we've been utilizing it?" And he is like, "Hang it up." And I was like, "Oh," and then like kind of sternly, he was like, um, "Use the walkies to talk
And
with
he's
Andrew."
gone. So Lee, so our so
Wait,
our
wait, wait,
buddy,
wait.
so our good buddy Lemonade here.
Can you not hear me?
So our good buddy Lemonade.
Can you hear me?
We're gonna call him our good buddy just because for right now we love Lemonade, but this really pissed me off this day. Our good buddy Lemonade just tells Joseph, hang up the fucking.
Hold on. Can you hear me? Bro, hello? Hello? Andrew? He's gone. He died. Oh no. I don't know what happened. Hello? Bro, what? Hello? I low key think this is a him problem. Pretty sure it's the him problem.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? What
Hello?
the fuck is that?
I don't, dude. I genuinely, because I could still see myself talking on Discord.
I genuinely thought you were gone. I thought you disappeared for a minute.
No, I could still see my, like, I was talking. I could see my volume in stream and on Discord.
How
It
fucking
Loki just
weird. Where did I
blocked.
stop right now? Where did it stop me?
Well, it stopped me on your end right about as Liam said to tell me to hang up.
Yeah, that's where I kind of heard you leave after you said lemonade came in, and then yeah, that's
Oh,
about where it stopped for me too.
okay. So we lost a little bit of the momentum here. Okay, but anyway, he comes in like right,
Lemonade comes in.
literally like right after race car had said like, ask Andrew this, right? He comes in kind of swiftly, and he's like, "You still on call with Andrew?" And I was like, "Yeah," and like jokingly, like, "Yeah," like he was like, "Hang it up," and I was like, "Oh," and he then like before I could even process like anything to say to that, he says like he follows it up with kind of sternly, "Use the walkies to talk with Andrew. That's always how we've communicated here." And then he like starts to leave the theater, and I was just like, "Huh, huh, huh."
Like fully confused, like
Like
flabbergasted. Yeah,
and
because like yeah,
because
that's
like
how we always do it, but like we always used to travel by car, by boat, and then the plane was invented, and then that shit happened, didn't it? That's how
well,
innovation
and
happens,
so but
lemonade.
like the thing is like the questions that we've been using it to ask all day would be flooding because all of the managers and even some of the employees have a walkie on them. So they get to hear every ounce of conversation over the walkie, right? And
And
the
today was like kind of like a full radio chatter day, like because
and
it was Mario Galaxy.
exactly, and the specifically the managers in the stand relay all of those questions to customers potentially if they're in line and helping somebody, right? So like we don't want random people just hearing all these tiny questions, right? That was the beauty of the AHM, the artificial hive mind, was that me and Andrew could ask these tiny questions without interrupting anybody else.
Literally, like it's basically I think the knowledge, I know the knowledge, and that's
Exactly.
like it was perfect down to the last minute detail. It was perfect. But then this giant egg-shaped bitch train just decides to fucking rear her head. Okay, look, and so okay, when I thought you left, I started to kind of extend the story a little bit. So I'll go back to what I was doing. So this point, the story should be done. The story should be over at this point. Unironically, the story should end with Lemonade telling us to shut it down. Race car, me, and Joseph. Gru is dead. His wife Lucy is dead. The minions are all splatters on the pavement. The dance scene isn't happening. The movie has been shut down.
Right.
The artificial hive mind is done. We accepted this. We accepted this because we're like, okay, fine. Like not everybody can accept the future. That's okay.
Right.
A little bit later, tiny bit of context that is important here. At Cinemark, I know it is. I know we shouldn't be saying it, but fuck it. At this movie theater where we work, whatever, we are allowed to wear earbuds. I literally, I think maybe once I've heard somebody say like, oh, I think it's in the handbook that you're not allowed to. I have not seen that rule fucking ever. And I remember reading the handbook like kind of in depth before I started this job. So unless they updated it since then, which is really fucking dumb and will most likely be the straw that breaks the camel's back for me at this job, then I literally have not heard anything about it. So a little bit later, after the hive mind is done, Joseph, Race Car, and Pixel are all, in and out of their theaters doing their jobs really well. And the rush has started to ebb a little bit. It is starting to die down. It is starting to maybe be like, the line isn't quite out the door. It's maybe just up to the end of the candy rack.
Right.
This is like the perfect like time, just like the perfect time of theater because I can personally like, at this time Colonel tells me, hey, or I don't know if it's Colonel or race car, but one of the two tells me that I am good to go, like just walk around, do a little sweep around because I hate podium and they know that. They know I like really dislike the lack of work that comes with podium. And so, you know, they tell me to go start sweeping up a little bit and I do, and it's real fun. But before I'm allowed to, right? Race car, I'm sorry if you're watching this because you're about to learn something about me and, it was a little bit it was a little bit mean, but I also wasn't against you, it was against the company. Um Race car comes up and she sees my earbud in my ear. Because at this point, I'm just listening to music. I don't remember what I have on specifically, but it's some really quiet bullshit that's literally just ambience because the arcade music just loops and
Dude, and
loops
it
and loops
pisses
and
me
loops
off.
and loops.
It's
So I have some
irritating that
ambience.
music.
I have some ambience in my ear just because I'm not having that fucking knockoff Mario music in my ear. Race car comes up. Are you still on? You're not still on call, are you? Are you? No, no, I'm not. That's over. I'm gonna need you to take your earbud out. And so for a second, right, I'm thinking, oh, that's funny, right? Because you were saying that earlier. Ah, it's really funny, and now the call's over, so it'd be even funnier. She looks at me with like the most "I just killed your dog" somberness, and it's like, okay, wait a minute. And I actually say this out loud. I'm like, wait, you're being full serious, aren't you? Exactly. Like I'm like, you're being serious right now. She nods at me so sad, and I'm like, wait, full like a 10 full seconds. I'm literally not even listening. Like I'm not even on call anymore. It's just music now. Like we're allowed to do this. Sorry, that's it's just what I have to tell you. And so, I take it out. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll take my earbud out. Granted, I'm like only here for like another hour 45
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
But still, I'm like, okay, fine, I'll fucking take it out. Race car goes back to a theater, and I think you're also in that theater at this point. I put my earbud back in immediately and play my music, because that's some bullshit. Because I'm literally going out to walk through the lobby and
Right.
sweep up. I'm going to do two incredibly simple tasks, and something I've heard lately, right? Milk has kind of told me that Colonel says, "Oh, we shouldn't have our earbuds in our ear during a rush." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that makes sense for concession." She's like, "No, like for ushers and like for ushers too." Look, I can understand, right? Like the whole like, "Oh, if I just have an earbud in my ear and I'm super unattentive to people and I'm like, blowing them off." Anybody but me. You can say that shit about any human on this planet other than me. You could walk into our movie theater, you will know you are dealing with me because of how fucking bright of a person I am. I love interacting with people. Listen, I worked at Goodwill for a while and I met my musical Obi-Wan there, and that man taught me to live in the fucking moment and just interact with people. Just give them a quick little hey there, how you doing today, Cuz it will always brighten their shit up. That is who I am as a not retail, but you know what I mean. That's who I am as an employee now. So I'm like, yeah, no, like I at this point, anytime either like Milk or wait, what was this code name? Anytime either Milk or Apple or Hologram or Race Car or Activate Winter Soldier. Anyway,
uh,
anyway, anytime any one of these like managers that we have tells me these things, honestly, I'm just gonna act as if the rules don't fucking apply to me because usually they kind of don't. You know, like I'm cool with taking my earbud out like sometimes, right? Like if it's really strictly necessary, like if we have like a HR coming in or not HR corporate something coming in that day. If it is imperative that I do not wear my auditory device, I will put it in my case. but I'm literally sweeping up fucking kernels of snacking corn off the fucking floor, dude. Like, I'm not meeting granted, I would still have my earbuds in meeting the president, but I'm not meeting the fucking Pope here, all right? Like, I'm literally cleaning up the lobby. It's like the most acceptable thing ever that a janitor is gonna have an earbud in of some kind.
Right.
I think, like anytime, like what was like the big thing in Stranger Things? The fucking janitor walking around with the the wire headphones and the fucking Walkman. I don't think that's ever been a thing in that show, but you know what I mean? Like 80s shows like Stranger Things type deal. Janitor has an earbud. I put my earbud back in. Is the end goal of this? I'm like, I put my earbud back in. That's fine. Train, I feel like, and I now looking back on it, this probably was the case. Train, I feel like turns towards me and like kind of double takes when she sees my earbud. And I feel like I know why. So the end of the day comes. Or for me it does, because I get off at I think it was 5 this day. So either way, the point is I get off earlier than Joseph today, and it's still early enough to where there's like light outside. So I, punch out my numbers. My numbers are all good. And, grab my jacket. I grab my drink. And I head out the back door. Oh, here's Joseph doing trash. Here's Joseph compacting trash. And that takes like, a good 5 minutes or so. So it's a good little chat time, like a good little, oh, the really worked, didn't it? Oh, there were no downsides, huh?
Yep.
And so it, that was really, that was pretty cool. A minute or so after me, walks out Train, also done with her shift. And I personally did not catch much of it. I caught like the very tail end of it. Joseph claimed what was it, Joseph?
What?
You said you saw her give us like a look of some kind.
Oh yeah, dude, she like fucking just like mad dogged us. Like
yeah, so she fucking walks out, totally gives us a fucking face, and then yeah, that's the end of that. That's like the end of the like big bulk of that tale. I still haven't gotten to the actual consequences. Yeah, I took a screenshot of my written warning, and I'm about to read it. Joseph, if you were about to say something, I would say it now.
I was just gonna say like the running consensus is like we think that we think a customer of the Endeavors group ended up at Train, and I think
and ask what do I do?
Yeah, like ask like what do I do? Whether or not they saw Andrew first, I don't know.
My guess would be they did not.
Yeah, my guess is that they just ended up at Train, was like, hey, what do I do? And Train takes this as, oh, Andrew is on a call. He's not paying attention to the Endeavors people. I need to do something about this. And then runs her mouth.
Yeah, and then goes over to Lemonade first and is like, hey, like, is it Andrew on podium and supposed to be directing? No, like, isn't he supposed to be like on podium supposed to be directing people? Why is this my problem right now? And then that's when Lemonade comes up and then makes it my problem. But me and Joseph after this, I don't know, maybe 2-3 days after this.
No, that's the thing, right?
After this whole day.
It wasn't even like the day of or the day after. It was like 2-3 days. We get
2-3 days afterward, me and Joseph both receive a written warning written by our manager Race Car, probably at the behest of manager Train. So I'm cool, right, with the thing with the call, right? Okay, like, because we do have a no phones policy, right? If that were the only thing about this, like Andrew, Joseph were on a call, they needed to not be. That would be where I would be, okay, fine. You are correct. Like, people rejected the Wright brothers too, okay? So, like, that's fine. You want to reject our invention? Fine. We'll reject your modernity. But here is my I'm about to read it verbatim because, like I said, I took a screenshot. During his podium shift on April 4th, Andrew was on the phone with coworker Joseph Schaff while on the clock. He talked He was talked to by several managers, but failed to hang up the call and take his headphones out. Strike one. We're going to go ahead and put a big old strike one on that. Liam told me to hang up the call. Full stop. And act shit, first of all. My bad. But second of
No,
all,
you're good. Just keep
and
going.
whatever.
Keep going.
Lemonade told me to hang up the call. Full stop. That pissed me off. Okay, but fine. And I did. And then a little bit later, I actually remember him walking by me too and being like, oh, hey, like, it's just for right now too. Like, once this rush dies down a little, you could put it back in. And I was like, okay, cool. So at first I thought he was, talking about the call. He was not. So fine, because Joseph had also hung up the call by this point. I was cool with that. Me and him had given up a little bit.
Right.
So I was like, okay, cool. So, Lemonade takes off. I put my earbud back in. Everything's fine. If you want to make the argument that race car telling me to take my earbud out with music was her also telling me to hang up the call, that's just not fucking true. Because I specifically told her I'm not even on call anymore. And she still said, I'm sorry, that's just what it is. So, strike one, that's a big fucking lie. I did hang up my call, and yeah, headphones out, fine. I was instructed to do that. I did not do that, and I did say if I get written up for that, then fine. So, yeah, fine. I, told by managers but failed to hang up the call. That is the part where I get pissed off. He was talked to by several managers and failed to take his headphones out. That's what that should say. But failed to hang up the call. Joseph literally wasn't even on the call. What do you mean failed to hang up the call? Who was I calling? The fucking ghosts of the theater? Was I calling my puckered hole, bro? Like, what the fuck do you mean failed to hang up the call? There was no more call. The call had been hung up. Strike one. This led to him neglecting his job as podium during a special event. And strike two. That's incorrect. I have fucking two definite auditory witnesses and two possible eyewitnesses of that just being a flat out lie. I swear to God, every people that came up to me knew that they had to exchange their voucher for their popcorn, their drink, and then go to Theater 6 to watch Mario Galaxy. I know that shit. And this happened on April 1st or 2nd. I think it was 2nd. April 2nd. Today is April 16th. And I know still exactly what the fucking shit was. Okay? So, strike two. Additionally, he failed to complete bathroom checks thoroughly, and the paper towels in the men's room were empty when a manager checked his work afterward. I don't think I did the final restroom check of the day. Like, I don't feel like that was me.
No, and
So I guess,
you know what's
what?
unfortunate too, is I had this
What's
same
that?
thing put on mine, like neglected bathroom checks, not stocking things that should be stocked. You know what's really fun about that? Every time a bathroom check was brought up, I never was assigned. I didn't have to do one. Ever. Somebody else
Okay,
always
so then
did it.
I know I did them. I know I did the ones that I had for the day, but my final, like one at the end of my shift, I swear to God, we had Pixel get on that. I swear to God, somebody was showing
Yeah,
Pixel how to do bathroom
yeah.
checks. Like, so you know, that's not, but you know what? Fine. You know what? That one, I guess I can't prove 100%. So I'll take that one too. Fine. I'll take that one too. I can't prove that one 100%, so I'll take it. But I swear to Christ, again, like that's like actually my favorite process though, is because I get to drag the key across the paper that holds the fucking paper towels together. It's really satisfying because then they all bounce out like a spring. So I would, believe me, I really like it. So I feel like I would have done that. Again, I can't prove that. I'll take the hit. But I really feel like I would have done that because I
No,
really like doing that.
because I got kind of annoyed when I saw that. Because the call, it's fine. The call, whatever. But the part about not being a good usher and not stocking what needed to be stocked in the bathroom, I thought was a little bit unfortunate because, like, for real, anytime a bathroom check needed to happen, somebody else said they would go do it. I did not do a
And
bathroom
I
check
I
that
swear to
day,
God, I always did.
and it's it's not like I wasn't trying to not do bathroom checks. It's literally just that somebody else did it. So the fact that it was put
You know.
in my warning that I didn't do bathroom checks was like, it feels a little, I don't know. I don't know.
No, it totally does. And it like another thing I'm like Mario Galaxy is not, and I'm gonna fucking blow the listeners at home's minds right now. Mario Galaxy is not a rated R film. There is every fucking possibility that some shitty little shit stains with broccoli haircuts walked into the bathroom and fucked it up. Can I just be so real with you? Like, I've seen it happen at Goodwill. I've seen it happen at the movie theater. There's no fucking doubt in my mind that some just annoying little crotch goblins walked in and were like, it's their job. I don't know though. Maybe that one's just me. I feel like that one could be just me, but I really feel like that one's not just me. Do you have anything else to add to this, Joseph?
I no, I got a little distracted with what I was doing in Minecraft, but no, I feel like it really was just like it's almost to me like they didn't have a whole lot as far as like the call goes. So they were like, so somebody was like, oh, just throw on something like they didn't do bathroom checks well
Somebody maybe whose
enough.
whose
Train,
code name
train.
starts with T and ends with N. Maybe somebody who also is shaped suspiciously like an egg. I don't know.
That's just my theory, but
Me when the suspiciously egg-shaped manager. Which is so ironic that we do have somebody in our code names called Eggy.
Eggy.
Anyway. But yeah, no, so that's like I said, innovation comes at a cost, I guess, and the cost is that me and Joseph may not get to work together for a while. But me and him also kind of like came to the conclusion that this is probably like a once in a go shot anyway.
Yeah.
Because like anytime somebody refers somebody, they don't often get to work a bunch together.
Yeah.
That happens with Lemonade and Jockey. That happens with Lemonade. That happens with Lemonade and Jockey. That happens with Hologram and Kite. Sorry, in case you're listening, in case you listeners are wondering, I have like an actual like just lined piece of paper that I wrote down their real name next to their code name, and I drag my finger down every time like I'm fucking going through an index. And then on that like kind of same like note, I kind of got into this a little bit briefly earlier, but I'm like I don't know how much I'll be willing to work this job anymore if like earbuds aren't at least an option.
Right?
Like I get it. Entitled Gen Z wants the job to revolve around him, headlines, news. I get it. People are gonna laugh. But you also have to understand, I went into this job with the expectation and understanding that I would be allowed to listen to my own personal music on the days that I was cleaning theaters.
And that's the thing, right? It's like for me specifically, I can understand not wanting earbuds on concessions
I can agree with that.
because
I don't wear earbuds on concessions because I'm scared that they will drop into the food or on the floor or something like that, and then I'll have to pick up my sweaty, greasy ass earbuds,
earbuds or
and
like
I don't want to do that.
or customers will complain that like employee who helped them had earbuds in. Like, you know,
Like we do have some coworkers who do wear earbuds on concessions, and I'm cool with them. That's totally their deal. I know Kayak and Cowboy do
correct.
at the very least. So I'm not saying that, like, if you wear earbuds up there then it's a sin. But I personally, I'm of the opinion that no, earbuds should not be worn on concessions.
Agreed. However, for Usher, when you don't really interact with customers a whole lot, and like especially on slower days where you're alone cleaning theaters, listen to your music, bro. Like,
Hi, Andrew Bent, professional usher. I often spend a lot of time cleaning theaters, and during that time, God, the silence, it just gets so loud. The voices, they just won't stop. Try our new product today, earbuds. They vibrate at such a frequency that causes your eardrums to perceive music. A Sekiro experience.
get a pair of Raycon everyday wireless earbuds.
No, shut the fuck. No, until they pay us, I will die not supporting them. And even once they pay us, I've got a couple other
It
earbud
just
brands that I need to pick some shit with. All right.
it almost sounded like that's where that was going. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
No, no, no. It's. But yeah. So like that's the point is that I was trying to make, right? Is that those theaters get really fucking quiet. They get really quiet, and like yeah, sure you have the that comes from like the other theater on this side, or that comes from this theater on the other side. That's what. First of all, who the fuck said that? Sit the fuck down. Second of all, no, that doesn't count as sound. That counts as fucking like the ghosts communicating with you, bro. That makes the fucking like paranoia louder. Cause you don't know if the fucking scream you just heard was in the back of your mind or Scream 7 down the hall. Like,
right.
which is not in theaters anymore, so I can say that and not have it be an advertisement. So like concessions, I get it, because I don't wear earbuds on concessions, but no, as somebody who has ushered for just little under a year now, primarily ushered for just a little under a year now, I can full-heartedly say that I do not think I would have made it this far if I couldn't like listen to some music. Because if I wasn't, let's just say we take the music out of the equation. Then I'm kind of just like, especially if I'm doing a solo usher day, then I'm kind of just stewing in my own fucking anger while I'm sweeping up the like bullshit messes that people are making. And then I'm not happy. And then I'm not a happy person for the rest of the day. And then people walk by me and I don't have my bright, bubbly smile that I usually have. I have a little bit of a scowl on. Why do all these employees look so unapproachable? See what I fucking mean? It's like if we just treat our employees better, it will all just work out. Like crazy. All of the cogs working at once is what makes a machine run. This has been your daily engineering lesson. I'm just saying, like there's no reason that we should not be able to wear earbuds as ushers.
No, I
And then
agree.
in terms of like the whole written warning thing, that does disappear after a while, right, listener? Like it's not like me and Joseph are forever, bad boys. But we it is still kind of annoying that there is that little like divide at all, because like it didn't need to be there.
Yeah. No, dude, because
Like the exclusively worked, like just like looking at it from anybody's perspective other than trains, it exclusively worked. Even race car started to come around to it at the end.
right, and
And Colonel even seemed to be open to the idea when I had talked about it.
right. No, dude, I don't know. And I read the warning wrong too, because the way that the app that I saw it, like the that it was on, um, like displayed the information. There was like the part about
Mhm.
like what happens if like you repeat this behavior, and under like the way, because there was like a question and answer statements regarding the warning below it. Did you see that?
I did not.
Okay, well, it was like there was a couple of like, what happens if you do this again, like that sort of thing, right?
I'm going to
And
look, but yeah, keep.
anyway, the way it formatted it was weird because the answer was above the question, and so it almost looked like because the question was like, "What happens if I do this again?" And answer was like privilege suspension, but it was above that question, so it almost looked like the answer to another question that was like, I thought we had lost like privileges, like
I
we had
know
lost.
exactly what you're talking
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah,
too.
yeah.
I yes, because I thought the exact same thing.
Because it's kind of difficult to explain without showing it, and I can't exactly show it. But like the way that it formatted the section underneath the warning almost made it look like it was like we had lost our like it was a write up, not just a warning. And
Yes, yes.
I was a little
How
bit
did
mad at that.
how did you find that, by the way?
What?
Feedback, maybe?
After I clicked
The report.
the button, so I saw that when I first looked at it. Um, when I went to
Oh,
go,
you're just saying what you realized then. Okay.
yeah, yeah. When I tried to look at it later
Here.
after I had clicked the like I acknowledge this, I couldn't find it. Like I don't know where it went.
I totally just found it anyway. Let me go back to summary.
And I was like, I remember being kind of heated in the moment because I was like, there's no way I lost my discount and like our free tickets because we tried out a simple call that like did help with efficiency overall. Like I don't
Oh my God, yeah, no, like this is totally like I'm going back to this right now. This is written like terribly.
know. Right?
It goes, question, the counseling report constitutes the following. Answer, warning, but question and answer are on two different pages,
Right? Right?
and answer is on the same one as another question, which is what action may be taken if you repeat. That's so fucking
the
misleading.
the way that it's written, I really thought it was a full write up, not just a like. Well, no, because I was mad.
No, but totally what is expected of you in the future kind of goes over. Like that's totally kind of the one that fixes it for you. Okay, I
I
see.
was I was mad at the time because it almost looked like warning, but we had our privileges suspended. So I was like, "What the fuck do you mean we have our privileges suspended for a warning?" I was like, I was pissed. I was like,
I
"What?
know, yeah.
What? What do you mean?" And then I looked at it for like
Okay.
a minute longer, and I was like, "Never mind. I'm just an idiot."
No, you're not even an idiot. That's genuinely totally on where I think it was Racecar who wrote that. That's totally on Racecar. Or probably
No,
I would imagine that's just the movie theater's like corporate
I was gonna
formatting for
say,
that.
dude. I mean,
But
I've
either way, that is
I've
totally
avoided
not on you.
I've avoided dropping the name of the app. I think it's actually that. I think it's the formatting of that that's the problem.
It might be that. It might be that. We'll call it WD-40.
WD, it's WD-40's fault. That's
It's WD-40's fault. It's entirely WD-40's fault that the formatting of our written warning was terrible.
um. Anyway, so how?
Okay, so that's good. I now we don't have our privileges suspended. I'll take it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and then a couple days later, Colonel dropped in the work group chat that all movie passes were suspended till the 14th anyway. But
Yeah, that all I was kind of fine with it anyway, yeah.
um,
Which this is another thing I'm about to say, right? The like first week or so that Train returned from leaving the first time, they called all of the management called all of the employees in for like a giant meeting. And I had asked Colonel a little bit beforehand, since I'm the employee ambassador, I get to kind of get heads up on things like this. I asked her, hey, what's this meeting going to be for? She had said it's going to be regarding Mario Galaxy. So I was like, okay, so it's probably going to be like a pep talk or something. It's going to be like, something really cool, really fun. It was not. What had happened was
oh my god,
our
no.
num our numbers at our theater were apparently pretty low, which does make sense, like we've been fucking going pretty hard lately. Um, so honestly, they weren't even like bad in like a significant way. It was kind of just a mediocre theater way.
Right?
So they call all of us. They call all of us in, and this new manager Train, quote unquote, new manager Train, is training us how to sort of, interact with the customers better and, all of that sort of shit. It was that was train station. Our manager Camel was teaching us how to clean the popper. And so that was, I actually my group got that done really fast. Camel just kind of had us go through the line and just repeat the steps to, do the popper. The popper was really easy, you know. Popper done. Then we go over to train station, who is teaching us about the proper way to package mobile orders, about the proper way to about the proper timing for them.
Hmm.
That's all cool and good. That all makes some good amount of sense to me, right? Also, I really just am gonna say this right now. My group had to listen to Train's entire speech twice because of how fast we listened, because of how fast we quick. Oh my god! Because of how fast we finished. Holy shit! Because of how fast our group finished with Camel, we had to listen to Train's entire speech about mobile orders twice. So anyway, that's just something, it's just a quick little offhand. So the second time we listened to it, about halfway through, um, you know, 9 o'clock hits, which was when we were supposed to be gone. Uh, so we go through a little bit longer. Then my group rotates out to our manager, Colonel, and her one was arguably like the simplest, just for me, and it's simply because it was about customer service. That one was all about customer service, and I'm cool about that. I'm good at customer service. That's like one of my best possible things. I literally have an award on my fridge from Cinemark for best customer service. So I know that. And I'm not even joking. I was literally used as an example for our manager, Colonel. Our coworker, Sunny D. I love you, Sunny D. If you're watching this, you're never gonna, but I love you. Um, he totally was like, he was the first example. And, he had kind of gone through the movie exchange with Hologram. Um, and so Colonel, holy shit, I almost got that wrong. And so Colonel turns around and is like, okay, what did Sunny D there do? Or what did Sunny D do? What could maybe be improved? What could be this, that, and the other? So we go through the list of that. Then Sunny D goes out to purchase the ticket, and here I am sitting at the stool. Whole shebang. And then Colonel turns to everybody and says, okay, what did Andrew do right here? So I was like, okay, that's first of all, let me just say that I'm God, first of all. Second of all, like that's how you could tell that like this bullshit with Train is some bullshit because like number one customer service, I would not just leave customers hanging while I'm talking to a buddy.
Right?
The buddy could wait. The buddy could like look at us right now.
No, and the fucking. I'm glad you mentioned that meeting because that happened.
I was going somewhere with that chat, by the way. Don't
Oh,
chat,
oh.
sorry, fucking listeners. No, you're totally good. I was going with someone with that. Keep that meeting in mind, fresh in your minds.
Um, was that? I don't think that was more. I don't think that was the. Um, I don't think that was the midnight premiere.
That would have. I don't think so either.
No, but it was on a day that I was there till like 12 or something like that. Um, like I was working that day, and they had me go participate with everybody doing the meeting and stuff. And so like I was already like I had been there for a little while. And I was already like fed up that I even had to participate. Um, and then Train comes out because he at the very start of the meeting they introduced like the numbers that they were so mad about, and the fucking
Yeah.
tone of voice that Train used to tell us the
Mm-hmm.
numbers pissed me off. Like she was
Yeah.
like,
It was like a condescending mom.
it was such dude. It's like the mom voice that your mother uses when she really wants to piss you off and make you mad, but she knows you're not gonna do
Mhm.
anything about it. Like, oh,
It,
anyway.
it's very much like a scolding type bullshit voice. Yeah.
These numbers are trash. Oh, like, oh my god, I'll throw hands right now. Like, I swear. Like, and then like
No, seriously.
her station was
It
full of
pissed me
that
off.
too. Like, does anybody do this? And then people would be like, yeah, and she'd be like, well, stop doing this. This is the wrong way. It's like, oh my, I will jump over the counter. Like, I will.
I know, for real.
Like, oh. Anyway, like
Anyway,
I
yeah,
don't
no, that was,
understand.
yeah.
I don't understand. But
It's so funny because like anytime, like I said, Train hired me, and anytime I heard somebody like Milk or Race Car or Lemonade talking about her, I was always like, they always had nothing but negatives to say, dude. So
yeah, yeah,
I was like looking forward to finally seeing like, oh my god, I finally understand why. It's because she's a pure control freak, and all of a sudden she thinks she's God for some reason.
dude, for real, dude. Oh my god, the other day too, I was working a mid. Um, and Colonel had us open both poppers because it was the second weekend of Mario, um, and she wanted both poppers open. I don't know. Anyway, one of them, because there's two poppers going off at the same time, got like slightly burned. Um, and me trying to not serve burned popcorn got rid of the entire, like, I made sure to clean out the entire batch from the popper. Like, it none of it
You're
was in the
supposed to do
pot.
that.
Exactly.
You are supposed to do that.
However, typically when a batch of popcorn is burned, it leaves ever so slight amount of burned kernels left in the popper. So when the next batch on that popper is popped and dumped, there's like four pieces of burned popcorn, right?
Right.
Train, train, after disappearing for like half of the rush,
That's been another thing that I've heard a lot from managers, and I
comes
had my own experience with.
comes out and is like, guys, why are we burning so much popcorn? Make sure to like, it, and then like something along those lines. Hamill, who was the like the main concession manager, was like, "What do you mean burn popcorn?" She was like, "There's there's that batch is burned," and he was like, "What do you mean?" And she like points to one singular burned kernel that she can see, and she's like, "It needs to be like thrown out." And he was like, "No, I'm pretty sure that's just from the last batch. The last one was burned. This one's fine." And she was like, "Okay, fine, whatever. I'll just have to clean it out later." And bro, Camel's like, he, she's like walking toward like the further part of the stand, and this is the popper closest to the scullery. And I see him give her the most confused face. He was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, oh,
That's
anyway,
kind of what like my biggest hope is right now is that literally everybody but Colonel has some kind of like a
but
weird problem with Train.
Camel has been there for
Even
like
Yeah, Camel.
10 years,
So for,
and she thinks
Camel
she
is our
can.
senior assistant manager, by the way.
She she thinks that she can tell him what. Like, I don't know. I don't
I
know.
know that's so funny. Like Train, who just got hired back after leaving, is trying to get all pissy with the senior assistant manager, like the
Bro,
one person
like,
who could have her job, bro.
like, what? But
Like if you're gonna
literally,
punch anywhere as like the kind of person you are, you should be punching down. Punching up is only gonna get you hurt.
bro, like I was, dude, because I watched him give her the most like, what are you doing right now? Look, like, anyway, you can continue back on the thought that you had, but
Thank you. No, yeah, no, totally. Like I'm sure there's some like sanity left amongst our roster. Anyway, so with the thought of the meeting being in mind now, slightly later comes around. This is after the whole um endeavors thing. We get a message in our work group chat, which another side note about that a little bit later. But for right now, all you need to know is that the work group chat should not exist, and it does, however, comma, kind of, and it was used as a congratulations, right? Because our manager Colonel sends in the the updated numbers for this month, and it's like a, I don't know, maybe like 20%, 30% boost in some cases. It's like, you know, I guess that's somewhat noticeable. And here we go, right? I I'm not gonna say this is alleged. This is alleged. I heard somebody say that Train thinks it's because she really got through to us. Here's my thought process. The first day that Mario was in theaters, they bought triple dippers for everybody. If I have mozzarella cheese, a slider, and some chicken in my belly, I'm gonna be pretty fucking friendly with the customers. I'm just gonna say it.
Right?
Not to mention, like the managers lately have been being far more attentive to us, far except for Train. But I the other night I worked with Milk, right, and she was full control. So not usher manager, not anything like that, but she was full control. And I like working with Milk. Me and her have a lot of fun banter. You know, it's you know, great to work. You know, she great manager to have. I like I think that night I got like more assistance and like guidance for cleaning shit than basically ever before. So crazy, I know. Managers being around more and, you know, giving incentive to the employees is probably going to drive up numbers.
Right. Dude, and that goes back to like
And I really just really want Train, if by some fucking act of God you see this and know we are talking about you, Train, you are not jack shit to us.
dude, and
Your
that's the thing.
authority ends at that fucking red carpet, and so help me God, anywhere external, you are exclusively Dr. Robotnik to me, okay? You are nothing.
Because that's the biggest thing, right? Is like at that meeting with the tone of voice that she used, it's almost like she was trying to say like we're gonna fix these numbers all because of me. Like I'm get like the savior
All
complex.
because I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm Cinemark Jesus or something, you know? Like that's not okay. Like I can't handle managers like that.
and like that's what
Especially
really
because
pisses
we
me
just
off.
lost access to race car too. Like sorry to interrupt you, but we just lost access to race car too. So like we're gonna need our managers to kind of not be pathetic, you know?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like power trippy, you know, like, oh, I'm the manager, so
No,
like,
no, no,
you know,
no.
you just kind of do what I say, you know. Like I have the word manager next to my fucking name, so you have to do what I say. Even if I'm literally talking to the one person who could kick me in the ass.
What do you mean? You said we lost access to race car? What?
Oh, race car will be going to Amazon to package things.
What?
Yeah, I don't, you know, oh well, secret's out for you, but you know, you are like the one person who I would trust with this, and you're also the one person who I could tell outside of work that would care. Race car is going to work at Amazon for $19 an hour. This is not a paid for or sponsored endorsement by Amazon services.
I know she was looking for another job, so good for her.
I know I'm in, like, look, I literally have nothing but well wishes for nothing but well wish because this is also just some crazy just for you listeners. There's every possibility that race car is among the listeners for this episode. There's actually unironically like a good 25% shot that race car is among the listeners for this episode. And if so, if that somehow magically is the case, race car, we wish you well. And if you know
No,
who
we
you're,
do. We
if
totally
I
do.
imagine you know who you are. We've talked to you a bunch, where we've talked about you a bunch in this episode. You could probably guess who you are in this scenario
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're
Like
listening.
if you happen to catch
You
like the
are
full thing, you know exactly who you are.
we wish you we wish you all the best and all the wellest. And $19 an hour is pretty cool. This is not a paid for or sponsored endorsement by Amazon services.
Dude, one of my oh man, that's actually so because like one of my favorite managers right there. Holy crap.
I know, you know, that is a
Oh.
pretty big hit to me, you know. I had a manager at the at Goodwill. Her name was X. We'll just call her X. We'll totally just call her X. Just I almost just fucking she has a very unique name, so I almost just like
Oh,
probably
okay,
full
yes,
doxed her.
yes, yes.
But for right now we'll just
X
call
is
her
vague.
X.
X is vague. That's good. That's good.
X is vague and is also the first letter of her name. Um X was very fucking cool. X was unironically like my other brain cell, even though she was my supervisor. Genuinely, X was my favorite, honestly, probably favorite human ever that was not like that I didn't know as like a kid, like you know? Like her and my other coworker M, they were awesome there. I fucking love them, and if they were still working there, I would probably still be working there, low key. But X was like genuinely my like we had so many like just weird coincidental like, oh, you do that too? No shit, I do that exact same fucking thing. And race car was not exactly like to that degree, you know, of like the like, oh, I do a lot of the same shit you do. But race car was very like about the closest I got to having X at the movie theater, you know.
Right.
Race car was like about the closest I got to like having like that like, oh, you're like my sisterly type character at the movie theater, you know.
Right.
Like I see you as like a like somebody who I could like truly vibe with, and you know, even when there's some shit that's got to go down because of management, you're gonna be like light about it and not make it a big thing, you know.
Right.
So yeah, no, losing race car is totally a big hit. Milk is kind of cool, honestly, but that's for a different reason.
Oh.
Oh, and then kind of just like another little sidebar here too. Oh wait, no. Well, I already talked about this on stream, but I haven't talked about it on Break Life yet. I am only scheduled on the fucking funny weed day. I do not work at all this week. It's Tuesday. I do not work at all this week or at all next week except for one day, and it's a fucking Monday. And they have me on for 2 to 8. And then also, side note, not working with anybody I like even. Like the closest it gets is Milk, and she's concession manager. I'm ushering. And on concessions will be on concessions will be Knob and Camel. On concessions will be Knob and Camel, and I Camel is like hardcore sober like cowboy type dude, you know, like and Knob is a fucking like neat indoor loser who like is like constantly like, oh, everything's going wrong and I'm fucking melting emoji. Joseph is really having a good time with the Knob, dude.
No, because I genuinely my list pulled up right now was blocking the last like two names, which happens to be Knob. And so I was like, who the hell is Knob? Because I forgot that we gave somebody that nickname. So then I scrolled down, saw who was Knob, and oh.
It's so fitting though. It's unironically so fitting.
Okay, sorry.
Because
That
it's that's really good. Anyway, good shit. So yeah, I'm not working with anybody I like is the point, you know. Like not even Sprite's gonna be there, man. Like
no.
literally, I'm not even gonna be able to talk to people how much I don't want to work on 420 because it's exclusively gonna be Camel. It's exclusively gonna be Camel, who I have heard from 1,001 different sources does not like weed or does not like people who smoke weed, and I don't like Knob. Full stop. Full stop. So I don't want to talk with anybody about it. So I'm honestly low key thinking about calling in sick, and because our manager Apple called me today and asked me if I wanted to come in for a box office shift. I was like literally grabbing a water and getting in the car to go to out of town today. So I had to tell her no, sadly. I honestly think I may tell her that I caught something up in out of town and I can't come in for my 420 shift. I know they might know exactly what the thing is immediately. To be
It's
completely
okay. Wait,
truthful with you, I will take a little bit less work.
Drew, is it an usher shift on Monday?
12 to 8, yeah. Or 2 to 8, sorry.
It's an usher though.
Yeah.
You low-key want to slide that my way?
I totally might if nothing comes up that I need to get money for, then yes. But for right now, yeah, I
if
if for right now, yes, totally why not.
if you want to take it off, I'm low-key good to just take that.
I will for sure have a more definitive answer by Saturday.
Okay, sounds good. Because I only got scheduled for one day this week too, and it was Saturday. So I could low-key
Those
use.
assholes, they couldn't even push you on Monday with me, bruh. At least I'd be able to come up with to you and be like, God, I hate Mondays. Am I right, dude?
No, it's okay because they had me working Friday and Saturday for like 3 weeks straight, but they finally gave me Friday off, so I get to go fishing. I'm so excited.
Yeah, fishing. Let's fucking go.
I get to go
I'm
with
actually so hyped for you, gang.
oh, I think I've said his name before. He doesn't care. I get to go with Isaiah, bro. I haven't talked to him.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I haven't talked to him probably since our last fishing trip, like in person anyway. I've texted him and
Crazy
stuff,
shit,
but
man.
so I'm excited to catch up with him, bro. We had a
Very
four
actually.
person we had a 4-person group. It was me, Isaiah, Anson, and Val, and now it's just gonna be me and Isaiah, and it actually is so sad to think about. Like it's so sad.
Oh yeah, because both of them kind of went off to do something fun, huh?
Yep.
Some fun shit.
Anson's ass is in Argentina, and Val is in. Is he still in North Carolina? South Carolina? Which
At
one?
an at a so as to avoid getting like contacted by some sort of like counter intel agency, we do not currently know the location of any trainees for the U.S. Army. But in theory, I heard last he was going
No,
to
wait,
be
because
around
he
South
said
Carolina. Yeah,
no. Well, and then he said he was hitting something, which I guess means his location could. Yeah, I don't know. East Coast,
that's where the
East
life
Coast.
that's where the potential thing that if I had Life 360 and so did Val, that's where it would say he was if I had it. But you know.
Anyway,
Oh my God, no. Okay, side note too. Just like a final side note, just in case you don't hear again from us, dear listeners. The town me and Joseph live in may be a false flag for this war. We may actually be fucked.
I was gonna avoid
Because
talking
on
about that on
literally
stream, but
no, but funny because the situation is so funny and so obviously like a trap or something. Our like local senator or whatever the fuck, I actually don't know who the fuck he is to us, but he he totally
wait,
came
hold
into
on.
our town and was
I'm
like the military
hold
base
on,
in this town.
hold on.
What?
I'm gonna just tell you to be like a little careful to try not to slip names or anything, just for the
No,
sake
no,
of
don't
like.
worry. Yeah, I
Okay,
look, yeah, no, local senator, local town. You know, like
continue.
whoever the fuck he. I genuinely I don't know what he is to us anyway, but he came into our town and was like, "Yeah, we're totally going to be hosting a not counter, like a national security meeting here. Nothing, not totally going to be. Oh, it's an honor for this town. Yeah, they're gonna love it." I'm like, can we be fucking getting any more obvious, dude? We are
This was
so.
announced. This was announced on Facebook, by the way.
This was on Facebook by like our local news group. Like, this is not like some like. This was fucking weird, man.
See, the only thing that kind of like breaks it off of like, ooh, something might be happening for this meeting, is that it is our local news group. If it was like a slightly bigger news thing, I'd be like,
No, but you're not listening to you're not like thinking this of the big picture, right? If they put it through something like, one of the big controlled news groups like CNN or Fox or something like that, then it would be like, oh, now it's too obvious and this is just another thing that happens. But it's a local news group that's saying like what a pride for our town. I'm thinking maybe some counter intel soldier in some other fucking country is gonna like just be scrolling Facebook for like mentions of national security type shit just for some fucking chance, and then is gonna see our like town pride, and then we're fucked.
I don't know. I think like I said that to Andrew as a joke, that we might be a false flag, but like low key, it's like
That's a little bit of a real thing.
there's a
Yeah.
non-zero chance. I'm not gonna lie.
It's very non-zero at this point, which I mean, I guess to be fair, is basically everywhere else in the U.S. right now.
Yeah,
But that's just it was crazy seeing it, like literally just scrolling a social media on the shitter, like
cool.
okay, well, this I'm gonna I don't know about you, Joseph, but this seems like it would be a pretty good
Yeah,
place to sort of
I'm gonna
think about ending the episode.
to to try to end on a little bit of a lighter note than what we just said, um,
What do you mean?
and tie it back a little bit into the rest of the conversation, just as like a quick last tiny discussion. Do you think the idea of like the artificial hive mind will ever get like adapted anywhere? You think? Like,
So
you think?
with the way you and I kind of used it, like no, honestly, I think it will be a lot more of like because you and I kind of like said things out loud a lot, and that was like another thing that I can kind of see like maybe if a customer were to complain. I, Race car did not say customer complaints. I'm just going to point this out. Like, but if a customer were to be the one to complain, um, I could see us talking out loud to ourselves as that could kind of be a little thing. I personally mitigated that by like putting my finger up to my earpiece, like I'm a secret agent or some shit. But that seems to be the biggest problem, though. The biggest hurdle to
Right,
overcome was the utilization of like getting your message across to the other person.
right. So I guess like, do you think we'll ever get technology that would allow you to just like think a thought and send it to somebody? Like, do you think that'll ever happen?
Oh, well, I mean, because we have things like polygraphs that can measure like the like little spikes and movements and shit of like your blood and muscles and shit. I would imagine if we could refine that technology into something a little more consistent, a little more, like manageable, we could totally translate that into like a Morse code style taps like into somebody else's brain and then have that come out as a full message.
Yeah,
And like of course with technology getting faster and faster, all that could happen within like literally a fraction of a blink of an eye.
right. Like a like decoded messages sent to an earpiece, and
Totally.
then
Yeah, no,
it like
yeah,
it
like
like
it would
uncodes
totally
it.
be like a way more like militant application than
Yeah,
you and I
yeah.
used it for too. But
No, well, and
um
I guess like that's kind of what I was opening it up to, is like I wonder if we will get to a point where like your thought is basically decoded down to like like Morse code or something, sent to the other person's earpiece, where it's then like uncoded into like an AI voice into their ear.
well, if I'm not mistaken, like the way like with and encryption works. So recently, this is kind of being like getting away. I get like getting taken away by at least people who use Google Messages, but they used to have this thing, and iPhones have this thing. WhatsApp has this thing called end-to-end encryption,
Mm-hmm.
which means that literally nobody else can read your messages. It's like the
Correct.
one person
Correct.
gets it, one person receives it, and the code is only between like the decryption key, my bad, would be only between the two that have it.
Correct.
That same sort of technology, I can't see why it wouldn't be able to be applied to like radio waves that are
Yeah.
transmitted from one person's brain to another person's brain.
Yeah. I don't know.
This of course is after the development of things like Neuralink, where you could use some
Neuralink.
sort of a
Yeah.
brain controlled verification method. But no, totally. Like I think maybe 10, 15 years from now, we could probably start seeing at least an early version, more like advanced than ours, obviously, but
True.
less of like a just complete prototype like idea and more of an actual thing like, oh, download this bullshit to your Neuralink today.
Right. Right.
Go and get fucking chipped at your Ripper Doc and get yourself a little screen on your eyeballs. you're gonna read your little text messages. Pan Am Palmer's asking you to come over to her place. You're fucking driving Jackie's Arch there. That's the fastest shit you could get. Like I'm saying, bro. Like
Oh yeah,
anyway,
bro, that bike is.
I said I'm literally looking at the pause screen for Cyberpunk because I forgot that we were doing this tonight for a minute. Anyway, yeah. So I think totally like the could absolutely be used a little bit more later, especially with a like acronym like that, you know.
Right. No, anyway, so just a light little like
Because like yeah,
discussion for the end
I
of
was
the
about to
stream.
I was about to like kind of just throw like a tiny little more
Oh, go
expansion on
for
it.
it.
Be
Go
like, you
for it.
know,
Go for it.
we have the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, which have like the little
True.
screens in
True.
them, you know, the retinal displays that don't show to the outside. And we had this one fuck ass company that just made like basically soft lenses that are like eyeballs, sort of, which I imagine are like super prototype, and you have to be like
Mm-hmm.
basically a billionaire to even afford them. Though that said, they're being made, you know, so we're kind of closer than ever to like having like real just show up on your fucking eyeball message shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like there's another company who did the like top of the mouth like trackpad basically for people who are disabled and don't have like much or any arm movement. They can move
I believe I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
Actually, I
yeah,
think I saw this.
they can move like a cursor around with like a trackpad on the roof of their mouth with their tongue. That was cool. That was cool as shit.
I totally think I know what you're talking about too.
Um Technology is cool.
Technology is pretty cool, man. That's the beauty of innovation, is that it's, you know, it's just going to keep happening. It literally just can keep happening.
Yep. And honestly with that, I think we can call it. I'm not gonna lie.
I am more than good with that. Do you want to do the goodbye thing, or should I do the goodbye thing this time?
Hey, we always do this duo.
I know, but do you want to start it, or do you fucking end? What, dude? Then you fucking start it. Then you just said we should end it, and then you fucking
Thank
end
you
it.
for
Then, bitch.
thank you for listening to us rant about internet and innovation. Oh, there was, dude, we yapped a lot more about the than I did about my internet, and that's kind of what I was hoping for, honestly. Um, Go check out some more stuff on Twitch at Sunset Saint Games on Twitch. Um, there's a lot more to come. Andrew, hit it.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Break Life podcast. If you liked it, share it with your friends, comment your favorite timestamp, and subscribe. Thank you so much for